Amanda, and you're watching the Lancaster County Democratic TV show. Today we're going to be speaking with Doug Emery, our City Councilman in District 1, and he is running again this time for re-election in 2011. So thank you for joining us today, Doug.
Thank you for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, just so people who may not know you?
Well, I've lived in Northeast Lincoln all but 2 years of my 60 years, and those 2 years I was in Germany with the United States Army, thanks to the draft, and I came home, went to university, ended up with the Postal Service, and I spent 35 years with the Postal Service, retired in January of '07 with the thought that I would find a part-time job, and lo and behold, 3 weeks later I was running for City Council for Northeast Lincoln.
Oh, very good. You've been a very good servant for our city, it sounds like, and we're very proud to have you on our City Council.
Thank you.
What are some of the issues currently facing the city that you would like to address this time?
Well, clearly the number one issue in all 4 years that I've been on the council is the budget. We're going to a 2-year budget cycle this year, which will be a little bit different also, but a combination of factors, including the fact that the state has pushed some of their programs down to us without without mandates or without money, and things like state aid to municipalities are going away, make that budget issue going to be very tough this year.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Are there any issues that you feel are more exclusive to your district in your area that don't affect other districts as much that you'd like to work on also?
Well, one of the things that's happened in Northeast Lincoln is the success of the Event Center. We certainly have traffic issues at the Event Center when we have the state fair and those kinds of things. So we need to look at how we're going to be able to maybe change our lights on Havelock and 84th, and also if we can get a couple of right turn lanes in there, it would certainly help us at those times when we're really busy there.
Okay. And so this traffic issue is a very big one, and that seems to be also citywide overall too. So that's a very important issue we have. With the budget issue that's coming up, do you have any potential ideas about how that's going to work at all yet, or not yet?
Well, I think we have to have a discussion as a community about how we want to pay. I think, at least I hear when I'm out walking, that the public does not would not be against an infrastructure raise in their property tax, as long as was some guarantee that money would go to infrastructure, stay in an infrastructure fund, and not somehow be raided if the budget got even tighter.
Okay. So the budget obviously is a very large concern still to this day, and it will continue to be so with the federal or the state dropping funding, it sounds like.
I think the important thing for the public to understand is that, first of all, Lincoln's only 14 cents out of their tax dollar. Mm-hmm. The mill levy lid is 52, and we're at 28. So we're far below what the state would allow us mm-hmm. to charge if we wanted to. I think we are fiscally responsible. But at the same time, I think it's important for people to understand that we pay half the bills in the city with sales tax money. And sales tax money is flat, or has been for the last couple of years. And we also have pretty flat property value evaluations. And so that means that things like increases in gas, increases in employee salaries, benefits, everything we do that's even at the inflationary level, we're not keeping up with the rate of inflation. The last 3 budgets that we've put in have been less than the rate of inflation. And so on one hand you have a very flat, or even in some cases even decreasing revenue source, and on the other side you have an ever-increasing bills to pay. It makes it difficult.
Very hard to make it even, it sounds like. One of the issues that's brought up a lot right now is the economy in general and the unemployment rate, things like that. How is Lincoln doing with that area, and how can we improve it?
Well, Lincoln saw just a little bit of a jump last month, but previous to that, Lincoln was the nation's leader in unemployment. And I think that's a testament that there are a lot of good things going on in Lincoln. When we talk about budgets and taxes and those things, I think people tend to think that maybe Lincoln is not doing so well. The truth is in the last 4 years, Lincoln has brought in projects that are either underway right now, not some that are coming, but just underway or completed, $125 million worth of private money. Also, if you count the hotel that Woodbury is putting in downtown and some of those, there's another $50 million that we've approved and has not begun yet, and that doesn't include the arena project.
Okay. So obviously Lincoln sounds like it's doing very well right now.
I think it's easy, it's easy to say, well, the nation's economy is horrible, we must be bad, or we tend, I think, at times to badmouth ourselves a little bit, which is interesting because Woodbury, which is a company out of Utah that is coming here and is working on the project around the arena, and they're working on the Catalyst building, said to me one day, "Do you realize that we watch your city council meetings on the internet at our board meetings?" And I thought that was a fairly telling statistic, and I think it's important for people to understand that things that are rhetoric sometimes are overemphasized, and maybe when you look at the brass tacks of it, they're not true. And I think that's proven in the fact that there were 5 or 6 or 7 national surveys done, and Lincoln was in the top 10 of every one of those surveys.
Sounds very weird, like the city's doing very well then.